Right folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the wild landscape of Scotland here, and once again we're away to document a piece of abandoned history. And in today's video, this is a rare little building here because this is like a little tin house, and just check it out. You can kind of see it up through the trees here, through the bushes, rhododendron bushes. Just check it out. I can't even believe this structure, and it came out of the blue. I was literally just walking past this location and I noticed this, and just check it out. Wow. Adventures like this are just spontaneous, and it's crazy to me that I keep on finding so much cool, like abandoned history. Look, there's some pheasants and stuff here. That looks like chickens. There's some total chickens kicking about there. There's pheasants at this side. Wow. I'm not even sure what this building's been. We'll go and take a look. The sun's at a poor angle because this is a morning adventure right now, and it's like 10:30 AM. But when the sun's shining, we can't complain really here in Scotland. Oh look, there's the original builder of the building. Spears and Coy, designers and directors, iron and wood building, Glasgow. So that shows a Glasgow company has come here and put up this. It's almost like a prefabricated structure of its era. And look, it's her electricity going in up there. Wow, it blows me away folks when I keep on finding stuff like this. Anyway, let's head on in the front door and see what we have. Hello! Wow, look, the floor's totally shot out here folks. We'll have to be careful. Look at these big windows. See, I'm thinking a building like this is the 1800s or maybe early 1900s. A prefabricated structure like this. Look at it, it's been a proper little house almost in here with a little fireplace. Wow, I'm having to be so careful here. A building like this is on its last legs folks. And just check out the floor. Oh wow. Look, the curtains and stuff is still on the wall here. And it's got that wooden lining over the top of the corrugated iron tin. It looks like it is galvanised tin along there. So it maybe is like 1900s construction. Look, the little Bakelite light switches there. I love to see those wee details. And then check out this fireplace. Oh, look at the old plug socket right there with the 3 round pins. That gives you an idea of the age of this place. And then I think there's been shelves here at this corner. There's remains of the old dressers and the old furniture and stuff in here. Wow, this place has just come out of nowhere folks. I can't even believe that I found this. I love just finding the wee details of history that's often abandoned inside these places. Look at the old heater. The sun's coming in at a poor angle there, I do apologise. Yeah, these wee buildings are most often used by like gamekeepers or beaters or anybody related to the estates which they're located on here. I never give away the exact location of some of these places for security and vandalism's reasons. Like, we don't want them getting smashed up and destroyed. And it's cool, like the history remains as long as it can. See those tiles, they've actually got a slight green colour to them, which is pretty cool. It's like a greeny black colour. The fire's in pretty good condition overall, and I love seeing the old wooden mantelpieces on these old places. Look, you can tell there's a leak in the roof there, the way it's all rotted out and hanging down. Wow, I need to be so careful because look, there's a hole in the floor here. I'll get the torch on. Wow, yeah, look, above my head it's just dampness. There's some pipe there leading into this next room. I'm going to get my torch on though folks, and we're heading in. I'm being really aware of where the beam is under the ground, under the floor. Oh yeah, look, it must have like a fire or something at the other end of that pipe. Because look, it's got a radiator. I love seeing the old radiators as well. I can't even believe this property folks, it's blowing my mind. Look at the old cast iron radiator. You never see that in buildings like this, it's so cool. This is the first time I've ever found something like this, or like even a building like this. It's blowing my mind. Like there's some sort of mad like cable, like pull cord device. Oh no, that's actually the light cable. That must have been what they did back in the day. The light's been hanging on there. And then look at this, there's some sort of doorbell type device on the wall. Wow, the corner here is just getting busted out, unfortunately. It looks like there's a tree or something being pulled against it. But that doorbell thing, the wires go right across and in. It's an unusual building. There's so many like phone cables and stuff like that. Look at the old plug switch. Wow. This building's so special, folks. You hardly find this in Scotland. See what I'm thinking with this here? There's maybe been a telephone on here. You can imagine the person coming along like, oh, tin house, how can I help? Look, there's been a shelf here, maybe with the phone book. Wow, this whole corridor here looks dodgy. I'm guessing all these side rooms here were bedrooms. Wow, just look at this back window, folks. This is insane. I'm making my way slowly over to it to document it, but this is cool. Like, look at the way that like green algae like stuff's on the outside of there. All the spider webs on the inside. Just look at the mad like overgrown place that we are. Oh look, there's a wee kind of building there. I'll need to take a look out there, folks, once we've finished checking out the inside of this place. Oh, there's a mad window mechanism up there too. It's crazy on the old houses, the different ways they used to have the window hinges and mechanisms. Wow, yeah, there's no many other details in this room. This is so cool, folks. I just love it. I'm keeping the camera rolling. The viewer is literally on this adventure with me right now, and you just never know what is round the corner. Wow, look at this one. What? This is amazing. This has got all the details, like the wee heater, the little mantelpiece. Look, it's smaller than some of the other rooms. And then check this out. This is unusual. It's got a wee curtain in the side here. The other rooms have not had that. I'm being really wary because look, the floor is no there. This window's fully broken out, causing the quick like decay of the room. Oh, it's been somebody's maybe closet. They maybe hung their clothes in there, and then the curtain kept the dust off them. It's almost like a wardrobe of the era. Look, you can see the control on that heater better than the other one. Wow, folks, this place is just blowing my mind. Like, hey, every room's got this unusual thing. It's like they've been able to press and get a buzzer through, like what you see in the stately homes. Then they would buzz, and then a maid or something would come through and assist them. But I can't imagine like they would have a tin house if they were to that order of living. These are all like little single rooms. It's so strange, folks. Because this is just a spontaneous adventure as well, I've got no idea of the history that I'm witnessing. All I know is that this is a massive building right here. Look, you can see it leading on out round the corner. Look, it's got a wee shelf there with a coaster on it. Yeah, there's nothing written on the coaster. It's a plain coaster. And then look, it's got this as well here. A 2-pin plug there, but also it's got, every one of them's got this buzzer thing. Yeah, the history is unreal here. Wow, I love that. It's so eerie. The character of these rooms, folks. I'm in my element. Again, there's just, I often enjoy like trying to get scared in a place like this, but I'm more scared of the structural integrity of the building than any like ghosts or stuff like that, you know? Yeah, there is a spooky feel to like this whole area because it's like dark and damp. The way the windows is wide open, the breeze comes through. When you hear things rattling, that's the reason that places like that can become eerie if you're within them. But look at this lobby here in the radiator, folks. This house must have had a fair like central heating system. It must have been 1900s, like, setup. Like, there's another crude pipe being added on at a different time. Maybe to supply a different radiator in a room which didn't have one originally. Oh look, I didn't notice that. There's a bell above the door. It must have been for the phone. Yeah, and this room here must have been a toilet. Each one still has the Bakelite switches. I love the wooden lining when it's not been painted and you just see the wood. It's one of my favourite like interior finishes. Look at the old pink curtain and stuff, folks. It's a madness that I found this. Look at the old toilet cisterns just down there, and I think that's the toilet that I saw out in the corridor. Yeah, this must have been within the room at one time. Wow, this corner here is proper soaking and destroyed. This is what all the rooms could look like pretty soon if like the roof came off or something in a storm. That's how it's cool to video these places and document them. And as the years go on, the history can get lost. It is definitely an unusual construction here. Wow, this is crazy, folks. So look, it wraps right around that side as well. Yeah, this is so cool. I'm just loving this. I can't believe how big this property is. Like, how often are you inside abandoned properties that's this big, eh? And like every week I keep thinking I'm not going to be able to top it. Like, how can you keep finding more abandoned history, and then boom, there's stuff like this. Just, that must be an old fire extinguisher bracket, I'm guessing. And look at the old wood finishing around the corners. It's all been pretty well finished. Again, it's a construction from that Glasgow company where we saw the original plaque on the outside before we came in. That kind of makes it cool. Look at this, there's a wee kind of yard here. A little quadrant there in the middle of the building. Wow, I'm being careful with the door there, because sometimes a door like that can be holding a section of roof up. Yeah, wow, this place just keeps on going, folks. Like, how big is this abandoned property? It's blowing my mind. Look, there's another bedroom with the hooks. They've all got the lights. This one's got big windows looking out over that wild landscape there. Yeah, we'll head on down there in a minute. Let's take a look at this massive room here. Oh, it's not as big as I thought, but still, look at the wee fire. So yeah, it's cool. This house, it's like still complete. Most of the abandoned properties I go to, all this stuff's just like ruined or destroyed. Yeah, I just love seeing it. This toilet and stuff's maybe been brought through from a different room. This is actually giving me the impression maybe it was like some sort of scout hall or some scout centre from back in the day, like the 1940s or 50s. Even the window here now is just busted out, which is unfortunate. When you see that many bedrooms and stuff though, it makes you think it must have had another purpose. It's almost been like a school, or like, it's more likely to have been a scouts kind of centre, maybe a holiday camp. Yeah, it's mad how, like, the size of that there. The pipes go up into the roof and through the roof. Everywhere you go, there's all these radiators, so there must be a fire somewhere in the premises, like heating all that up, or a boiler of some sort. And for an old building, that is unusual. For a wooden kind of tin building, that's unusual anyway. Look at this, folks. Oh, there's old newspaper cuttings, but the roof here is just totally destroyed. There's all the electric meter and stuff. Try to see a date here on the newspaper. Yeah, it's too hard to read, folks. There's no like page tops. Oh, there's total loads of midges. Look at the detail with the white wood there. It's all been painted. Wow. It's blowing my mind, folks. Like, I can't even believe that I've found a building like this. It's just blowing my mind right now. It's like going to a movie or something and I'm inside the set for filming it or something. Like, you couldn't even dream of a more crazy abandoned property than this one. It's like, You never know what's in each room before you look in. It's crazy. This has been some sort of toilet or bathroom. Look, it's had some sort of roll on the wall, but look, the pipe goes down in front of it, which is unusual, to the radiator. But you can tell, because it's got the frosted glass on the window there, that it's been a toilet or a bathroom. Wow, we'll go and look in there in a minute. This must be the main entrance, but look, there's one of the main fires or boilers there. Oh my goodness, folks, look, there's another lobby going away down there. I can't even believe the size of this place. Look, here's a wee storage cupboard. Yes, look, a decent newspaper finally. Let's see the date on this newspaper. The Courier and Advertiser, Friday, August the 18th, 1967, folks. It's a madness. All these old like adverts and stuff. The old newspapers. Scotch Lamb. Yeah, look at that. The new TV. What's this saying? The People's Journal. Wow, folks, a little bit of history. 1967 newspaper. And it's mad that it's still in there. And considering the door's wide open. Wow! Look at this. Some of these old fire extinguishers are extremely explosive. Look at that. 1956. Check that out, folks. We found the 1956 fire extinguisher right here. And look, even the suppliers on it. John A. Stewart. Oh no, that's the person that serviced it. Wow. Oh, look at this. This has been a wee kitchen or something. And there's a serving hatch looking through. But I can't get in, unfortunately, because of the floor. So we might be able to have a look in for... Well, it depends if we can get in there. It looks like that stove has been here at one time. The stove, which is where, like at the front door. We're waiting to look at that now. Yeah, so that's the sort of fire extinguisher that would have been in that other bracket that we saw as well. And I just love to see that stuff, folks. That's the sort of detail. It's almost like when you come into a property like this, it's like you're travelling back in time. Yeah, look, there's a massive room here as well. Wow, the front window, it must have been like a bay window. And it's been proper smashed out. A lot of empty bottles, wine bottles and drink bottles. Yeah, so it's a shame to see that. This bit of the structure must be weakened. Look at the tiles on the fire there. It's a greeny colour. Kind of a bluey green tint to it. Yeah, you can kind of see like almost wooden lath on the wall. And then this is a big stone chimney breast here, and you can see the stones through the back of there. And right enough, when I was walking up to this property, I noticed there was big stone chimneys. Well, red brick chimneys, I should say. Oh look, this stove maybe has just been here the whole time. Because look, it's piped right up into the chimney breast. So this here must have been what they were using for their heating system. It's a Crane Carrollton. That is a cool little bit of history right there, folks. Can imagine the heat coming off that thing when it was going. Oh, that'll be how they've got this panelling. Look, that's asbestos panelling on the wall there. And that'll be because this corner here got so hot. And then they've had the wee original fire there. Which probably outdates that thing there. Wow, they've got like what could be a doorbell or something up there. And look at the front door, right? This building's just blowing my mind, and we've still got half of it to see. Look, it's still got the original wee bit there that goes over the keyhole to stop the draft coming in. Wow, folks, look at these wooden pillars out here. It's a proper little front balcony. Well, no balcony, but you know what I mean? It's a porch area. We'll go out and have a walk around the outside of it in a minute, but first, I'm wanting to go and take a look down this lobby. Or we've not been in this room yet either. Yeah, the floor in here is extremely far gone, unfortunately. Yeah, look, we'll just take a brief look in here, folks, because it's so kaput. It's not actually safe. See how the whole floor there's dropping in? That means there's nothing supporting this roof. We'll just come and document this little bit of history. Look, there's red tiles on this fire, and just check out the mad, like 1950s or what would it be, 60s or even 70s wallpaper. And then that's probably how the window looked in that other room as well. It's been a grand construction, even though it's a tin house. Like, who would have even known? Like, this place is a total tin mansion, like, and I've just totally loved seeing it. Everything I've seen so far, it's just been so cool. Yeah, that's looking into the kitchen, into the door that we couldn't get through. The kitchen floor's totally rotted out, and look, the sink's just sitting there because the floor's gone out below it. It's just dropped down. Yeah, this is so cool, folks. I'm just heading on through. I'm keeping the camera rolling. If this floor or something collapses, again, we'll want to get it on camera for sure. Yeah, let's head on down this other lobby. This next eerie lobby, look at it, folks. Wow, what's all in here? Check this out. It's a wee storage cupboard. It's got the original light fitting up there. Look, they've had jars and stuff. I'm going to blow the dust off this box. None of the dust even moved. What does that say? Scots. Fathers to His Majesty King George V. Something Old Bond Street, Piccadilly. So it's something that's been purchased at an old shop there. Look at this old bottle, folks. Oh, we can't even read it. Almost looks like it was an Edward Dower bottle. Look at the old golden shred. What's this one mean? Oh, vinegar. Sainsbury's. Probably from the 1960s. It looks to me like this place was last occupied in the 60s. Judging from the newspaper cutting that we saw, and just by the general feel and like decor of the place. But it's the building that just keeps on going, folks, because we've been walking through this building now for ages. It's just room after room. Oh, look at that, that's one of those old things. AKR channel historian here has shown me one of these before. It's got like 3 glass pieces in it. And look at the other side of it, it does something. And I just can't remember, folks. When you look at as much history as I see, I just can't remember every detail. But this here's the phone. When the phone rang, that little bell would have gone. Oh, look at this. Look at that, that's old batteries. That's out of... Get what it is, folks. That must be like battery packs up there. Right, because here's the batteries, look. Condor dry cell. Look at that, I love seeing the old history. Look, 1.5 volts. And there's the 3 of them. Yeah, this room, it's like somebody has come in here. This is crazy, look, and they've just cut out all the wooden internal wall from this room, which is a shame. It's a madness that nobody like started using this building or even made it into like a house. It probably didn't meet like modern building standards, but you could have a total mad like little holiday house. Enough room like for all your mates to come. Yeah, it's just amazing nobody didn't snap it up. Check out the old lights. Yeah, the internal wall here also has just been taken out. Maybe somebody's been in the wood for a different project. And here's the back door. Look, you can see it's just built onto the ground here, the wild like wheat forest terrain that we're in. And that's how the base of this building's like rotting out. That's maybe another reason it's like abandoned and forgotten. Oh wow, folks, check this out. Town and county. It's got the old like markings on it. The old toilet cistern there just hanging. Almost lost to nature and time, folks. That's probably one of those ones you pull the chain. Oh, look at this. Wow. Look at this, folks. This is crazy. I love seeing that. It's a little stove like an Aga. What do we have in this cupboard? Some old cleaning products, I believe. Yeah, I'm being really wary here because literally the building's quite kaput. Look at that, it's still got the light bulb in that one. And then this big heavy sink's been up there and it looks like the frame's just given way and the sink's toppled over there. I believe this has had a sink, but it looks like it's been a bit of a larder with shelves and stuff there. Wow. I'm just going to walk over the beams at this point because the structure looks so weak. See above my head and everything, it's just all drooping down and hanging. I can see hooks on the roof and there's actually been a pulley where they could hang like washing. You see that quite often in old houses. Yeah, look at this, folks. I'm coming right over underneath the dangerous roof here because I want to document this old fire. See, maybe there was a big fire here and then they put in this one at a later time, but because of the age of the building, it's likely that that's original. Wow, folks. This place is so unsafe right now. Here I can actually see, look, that cupboard door's holding the roof up. That's how I need to just document this fire, just be careful. There's the serving hatch from the, what must have been like a newer kitchen or maybe a serving area. So I'm thinking that room that we were in beyond there must have been like a dining room. This is looking like some sort of mad like little scout centre or something way up here in the Glens. It must have been for like the 1920s all the way up to the 1960s, late 60s. Yeah, folks, I can also see like the other end of these beams. Kind of trouble, there's no other end on these beams, so every time you walk over there, it's pushing and moving that bit of the building. But look, there's the cooker socket on the wall next to the window. So that shows there's been an electric cooker in here as well. I can't believe the amount of water under here. But literally, if you went to try and walk in the forest around here, like you would be walking through stuff like that. And that just shows they've built it just where it was. Maybe originally they kind of like drained the land, whereas now they're not maintaining it and not keeping it the same. I was just noticing that attic hatch. Yeah, this place has been so interesting. It's been like a little historical nugget. Just a little time capsule of history. We're seeing like the wee newspaper cuttings or the decor. It's just so interesting to see. And I love the construction with the wood. And just the idea that it's a full like tin building. And I think my favourite find on this adventure has been this. It's a mad old like fire extinguisher. There is one type of fire extinguisher that's highly dangerous and highly explosive, but I can't even remember what sort it is because there was so many different types over the years as they developed the technology. But that is crazy, folks. We've literally gone inside like every room and I think I've documented all the history. I believe this here has been like a bit of a dining room. And maybe the same goes for this room at the other side. Because I think, to me, it looks like there's been a lot of people coming and staying here, maybe like in their holidays and things like that. Look at the detail on this mantelpiece here, folks. It's so cool. And look, it is interesting. It's got the bells. You see that all the time in the stately homes. But like really, you just never see it in places like this. That's why this property's raised so many like questions to me. Look at the old McEwen's export tin. It's like some mad total 1970s picnic. People's probably been coming here for years on trips, maybe camping trips. Yeah, it's a madness that I didn't even know this place was here, and I found it by pure coincidence. It's so amazing that I can come and document places like this before they fall down forever. Because even within like 5 or 10 years, places like this just disappear off the map. I'm going to try and walk right around the full perimeter of this place now and take in all the history that we've not seen yet. Wow, folks, this has been a crazy morning adventure. It's amazing what you find when you just come out for a walk. It looks like mad, like pheasant territory now. The gamekeeper obviously feeds the pheasants in places like this. Probably on the stormy nights, the pheasants are in there getting a bit of a shelter. Yeah, we can see the red brick chimney stacks from here. It looks like there's wee trees and stuff growing out of all of them. And I love the shape of all the woodwork and stuff around the top of that door. It almost looks like the sort of building you find quite often in like America. Again, made out of tin and wood. From that same era, like in Scotland it's more common to find stone buildings and stuff. Normally the tin buildings is like those wee Victorian tin churches that's all around. And a thing like this is just a mega, like massive version of that. It must have quite a big attic space there. Yeah, I'll push on round the back. So look at this character of the building, even out here. It's so cool to see. It just shows you if you go out into the landscape exploring, the sort of things that you find, it's like... This is blowing my mind, folks. I might actually walk, once we've gone around here, I might go back in and take some photographs. Wow! Yeah, this is just fully a bog right here, folks. It's probably not even clever going around here. Nah, I'm not going to make it round there. That there, folks, is just saturated with water. And it's insane to see it. That'll be how that building's so rotten right here, folks. This is actually bog land right here. Ken, maybe originally they dug it so that the water ran away down like this hill. Yeah, it's quite a wet bit of ground even over here. It's just soaking. Ken, that was obviously just the bit of ground that had thrown. They probably got the good out of the structure for the length of time they needed, so... It's just... The character of the corrugated iron as well. It looks like it's been painted white at one time, potentially. I just came back inside to take a couple of photographs, folks, and I just noticed this cool piece of history. Look at that. McFarlane Lang's biscuits. This tin is charged 1 and 6. How cool is that, folks? Look, it's got the royal coat of arms on it. I never even noticed originally about that. Appointment biscuit manufacturers to the late King George the 5th. Look at this here. I wonder what's inside it, folks. Let's see if I can open it up. Wow, it's stuck. Look. Sorry about the shadow there, folks. Look, it's so good inside, it's pretty much clean. You see the old McVitie's logo, 1 and 6, it says right there. But yeah, I just thought it was cool to come and see that. But yeah, folks, I thought that was worth just documenting before I switch the camera off again and take some more photographs. I thought I'll just show you that. It's crazy. But yeah, I was going to try and get also around the back of the house and see if there's any details we're missing, because it looked like there was a wee shed kind of bit as well. So we're way around the hill, look at that. I'll just keep it rolling. I've taken most of my photographs I think I need now, so I'll just get some of the exterior of this place now. And look, yeah, it's totally spongy underfoot. Yeah, just look at the outside of this place, folks. It's a madness. It's a shame this tree here's like hitting the roof. It's amazing nobody's doing anything with this building. Because I'm thinking it's not been in this sorry state for long by the looks of things. It looks like they've just levelled this. When they built it, you can kind of see the perimeter here. Oh look, there's an outside building here. It looks like it's got a bath or something in it. See, this is why I wanted to come and have a look. And there's something else in this other shed, folks. So yeah, let's go and have a proper look. I just love finding stuff like this and it blows my mind. The amount of history and stuff that's just on our doorsteps. It's almost eerie, folks, when you see the curtains blowing in the windows with the wind there. When I was taking the photo, it looked proper scary. almost like there was some invisible person just opening them up. Anyway, I'm wanting to peek around. I just had to change the battery in the GoPro. The GoPro's working overtime today. Oh look, there's a wee shed over here made with railway sleepers. This is like the never-ending adventure. This is that back door that I was at. Yeah, this must have been where they came to get a bath. Wow. It looks so like flooded out here, it's near impossible to even see it. I'm just wanting to document the history, folks. Check it out. Wow. That's been now where they came to get a bath. Back in the olden days, the toilets and bathrooms were most often outside. Well, in a different shed from the main building. Yeah, the tap stand's a funny shape, but really I just can't get in. It's literally like a proper bog here. And it's insane scenes, folks. I'm wanting to go and take a peek in here and see what is here. This little shed here is made of railway sleepers. Oh, that's maybe been where like they kept their lawnmower or something. This has been an absolute madness today, folks. Yeah, it's had a tin roof, but it's just totally away. In places like this, it just makes me think, like, what else is in the nearby vicinity? Wow, I got a big massive spider on my arm there. Part of exploring, folks, there's just so many spiders and beasts. It's horrible. But I'm just pushing through to get the footage. Places like this, people's not walked for years. You can tell. Look, it's had a door knocker on the back door. It is a strange, strange building. Like, I've obviously been guessing, trying to think what it was, but to me it looks like some sort of old scout hall or scout centre, but it could have also just been somebody's house. It's just ended up with like a tin construction. Maybe financially it was viable for them back then. Wow, this tree here, look, it's fallen on the roof. Such a shame. Yeah, with these pipes coming out of the ground, there's maybe some sewage like septic tank right here that I'm standing on. I'm just wanting to see what this is here though, folks. This has been crazy. I can't even believe the size of these spider webs, like. Wow, what has this even been here, folks? I need to get the light and shine it in here once again. What is this? Look at that. It's like it's got its own little shed. Oh, it's a cooker. Look, there's some sort of cooker thing there, so it must have just been put in this building to store it. Yeah, that's what it is, folks. It's a mad little cooker. Because this is the building. I looked at that window when I was inside it, I'm sure. And look at this. This must be a water tank of some sort. Look at this construction of it with the rivets and stuff. And look at the size of that. Like a glass piece. What has that been, folks? Has that been one of those old glass batteries? Which was quite common back in the day, about the era of this house. Some of those were like a glass battery. Look at that, it's like they were collecting the rainwater. Yeah, I'm going to push on round. We've pretty much seen the full perimeter of this building now. And it has been amazing. I can put off my torch now, I'm sure, as well. Just check it out, folks. It's a madness. This is totally the kind of adventure that I just love though, folks. You never know what you're going to see and uncover all that layers of history. And when I got out of my bed this morning, I couldn't have wished for a better building to explore. It's so interesting. And it's cool to see the makers there, that Spears and Coy, Glasgow. They obviously worked with the iron and wood. And they probably made a lot of buildings, maybe like prefab. And that's maybe two like identical buildings they've put side by side. Then they just put the corridors and different little rooms onto that. But it makes for a really interesting explore. And the size of it, I can't even believe it's here in the countryside and I hadn't even heard about it. I'll get a few more photographs though and then we'll head on around. It's a crazy building because often when you're inside one bit of it, you didn't realise how big the overall structure actually is. Each room looks similar, so it makes you just feel like it's a small building, when really it's just a crazy complex. Look, I just noticed this little detail. The original window here is actually sitting against the front. That's pretty cool, folks. Yeah, this is totally blowing my mind. The way the wood is with the pillars. We've been right around it, we've seen it now, folks, but yeah, when I noticed this window, it's cool to think it's not actually destroyed and gone. It's just fallen out. And it's been cool to document it before it is gone forever. The whole building. Oh look, I've just noticed another detail, folks, on the way out of here. Check out this. Look at the wood above the windows. All the windows probably had that at one time. It's like a little kind of wooden awning little bitty there, like a screen or a shade. And it looks like at one time it may have had like a shutter assembly as well. Anyway, folks, let's head out of this total madness. It's been such an adventure and I've loved it. So yeah, it's mind blowing to me that I keep on finding abandoned history like this. Every week I think, that is it, how am I going to top it next week? And then boom, something like that just jumps out of the wilderness at you, and it's like a little story of Scottish history. It would have been a busy, booming place, and now it's just gone, forgotten, left to nature and time. Again, often when you go back and explore it, it's like you're transported back in time to the 50s or the 60s when it was in its prime. You can imagine the people going about, milling about, doing their daily things, probably in there cooking and cleaning and seeing to the running of the place. Yeah, it's just a madness now how it's just all gone and forgotten. Nobody ever spends their days in this little glen, that building anymore. Wow, this little stream is fairly flowing. So I'm guessing there's a wee shed over there. It's just made with the same construction, but that's like a gamekeeper shed nowadays. I think he stores like work items in there, so we'll no bother looking at that. It's just the cool like abandoned history we love seeing. Right folks, that's been quite a long one, but we've taken in every detail of the history in that old building. And if anybody knows more about it, get in the comments, share the history, because it'd be cool to find out what exactly it was. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll be back very soon with the next one. you.